good morning and happy Monday. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between guilt and resentment and which one you should choose if you have the choice. Now, typically, I don't think that people really think of guilt and resentment as things that they're choosing between, so let me back up a little bit, right? So, really, we're talking about boundaries today. We're talking about being able to say no when you mean no, being able to say, like, actually, that's a little bit too far for me, or I need to rest, or, I have other things that are more important for me. So many perfectionists, many high achievers, not only are they high achievers in their occupations, but they're also high achievers in their relationships. And what that looks like is going out of their way. It looks like people pleasing. It looks like fawning, if you're familiar with that term from PTSD. It looks like not being able to maintain healthy boundaries, and sometimes that leads to enmeshment with parents and so on. So what does that look like? That looks like when somebody says, oh, like I miss you so much, and it'd be really nice if you could come over and, help me out with like these chores. And you think to yourself like, well, I can, I could do that. And so I probably should, particularly I think for a lot of people, this is hardest when it's their parents. For whatever reason, particularly moms are very difficult with this. So moms will be saying, I miss you. It's been so long since I've seen you. Like, let's hang out. And you're thinking, I saw you literally 2 days ago and I love you very much, but you're driving me up the fucking wall, right? But you don't feel like you can say that. And you feel like if you say no, you're going to hurt their feelings and then you're going to feel guilty. So now what are you choosing between? In your mind, you're choosing between, okay, I do the thing that my mom wants me to do. I go over and I hang out with her. Oh, she's my mom after all. You can guilt yourself like 6 ways and sideways, right, with this. Or I'm going to stay home and I'm not going to enjoy myself anyway because I'm going to feel like a piece of shit because I was not nice to my mom and I didn't spend time with my mom. And what kind of person does that, right? But here's the thing. There's a tax here that we're not taking into consideration yet. And that is, if you go see your mom again, right, how quality is that time going to be? Because you're going to be sitting there the entire time, maybe not the entire time, but you're going to be sitting there and at some point you're going to feel like, I would really be enjoying this if I had chosen to come of my own free will. So this would be really nice if I hadn't seen you 2 days ago and if I felt like I was here because I wanted to be instead of because you wanted me to be and I didn't get any say in it. And then we have what is called resentment. Resentment is lovely and wonderful and so not lovely and wonderful. It's really awful. And eventually what it does, so in our mind, we're protecting our relationship, right? We're saying, mom's really important. I'm going to hang out with mom because she matters and because I want to protect my relationship with her. But instead, what you're doing is you're spending time with mom and you're feeling resentful the whole time you're there because you didn't get to choose it and you don't get to do the things that are important to you. And eventually that comes out as sniping. It comes out as passive-aggressive, comments or behaviors. It comes out as not being nearly as nice as you would like to be in order to protect your relationship with your mom, right? And so what ends up happening, and I'm just using mom for an example here. This can be with anybody, but it happens a lot with moms. And so eventually what happens is you then feel ashamed, right? You're harming the relationship because you're interacting with her in such a way that you don't feel good about. She definitely doesn't feel good about. And she doesn't know what she did because all she did was ask you to hang out because she likes you. And all of a sudden you're being snipey and short and rude. So her feelings are hurt. The relationship is like not damaged, but like kind of damaged. It's not good if that stuff happens over and over. You feel ashamed, and then you feel even less like you can protect your own boundaries in your own space, right? This is a problem. It's a cycle, and we get stuck in it. In order to try and avoid guilt, we end up choosing resentment. And what I'm here to tell you basically that is not a good choice. Basically, you are trying to soothe your discomfort in the moment. So it feels a little bit better right now, but over time, it's actually a lot worse. And so what am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to hang out with people when you want to hang out with people. I'm asking you to take into consideration what you need and what you want. And if what you need and what you want is space, even if that's going to make you feel guilty, I'm asking you to choose guilt. And the reason for that is because we can process guilt, right? Guilt is something that is not going to harm our relationships. It is just something internal. You're feeling guilty for something that is frankly absurd. And so you can work your way through it. You can self-soothe. You can talk to a friend. You can talk to your therapist. You can talk to your spouse. There are lots and lots of ways to move through the guilt. And over time, you're going to feel less and less guilty because you're giving yourself permission to actually show up when you're actually there. Like that was a video, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, right? If you're going to be somewhere, show the fuck up. Make the decision that you're actually going to show up. And if you're going somewhere just out of guilt to spend time with somebody and you don't really want to spend time with them, then you're not really going to show up. Are you? Right? You're just going to be like kind of shitty. And then it's going to be like, we could do a whole video on like quality over quantity, right? Like if you're going to expend the energy, you don't have a lot of energy. You don't have a lot of time. You've got a lot of shit going on, right? So like, why are you spending time doing something to make someone happy that absolutely does not make them happy? Because what it ends up doing instead is making them feel like you don't like them. And makes you feel a little bit maybe like you don't like them. It's just not good for the relationship. It's not good for them, and it's not good for you. And it perpetuates this spiral that we get stuck in. So bottom line, here's what I'm asking you to do. If you feel like you're in a situation where you're choosing between guilt and resentment, somebody's asking you to do something and you're saying to yourself, I could, and so probably I should, because I'm just going to sit here feeling guilty if I don't. What I'm asking you to do is take the risk, let yourself be uncomfortable, allow yourself to feel guilty, and then show up for real in other moments when you actually want to be there. Because it's not like you don't love your mom, right? You love her. It's not like you don't like these people who are making you feel guilty. If you didn't, then they wouldn't make you feel guilty, probably. There's some exceptions to that. But there it is. So if you have any thoughts about this, if you have any questions about it, I know this is a little bit of a tough one for a lot of people, please leave a comment and I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. And I hope you all have a wonderful week.